Hey guys, thank you for joining us on the Hyperspace Vault. A couple weeks ago, we took a little road trip to Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, Cincinnati is known for the Cincinnati Reds, the Cincinnati Bengals, but one other little thing that Cincinnati is known for, it used to be the headquarters for Kenner Toys. This building here you see is the Kroger building, and that is where Kenner headquarters used to be from like 1976 until they were bought out by Hasbro in the 90s. So that is where all the magic happened. With all the Star Wars toys, that's where all the designs and molds were made. And then they were shipped over to Hong Kong to produce the figures. So a little factoid there about Cincinnati. So cool. So with Cincinnati being in the headquarters for Kenner, there's a lot of Kenner stuff floating around Cincinnati where the employees used to, a lot of them still live there in the area. So there's a lot of prototypes and one-offs and stuff floating around Cincinnati. And it's a Star Wars collector's dream. So we went to the store called the Toy Department, which is a really cool store. And as you can see, they have a lot of Star Wars stuff there. And so we're going to give you a little tour. Here, Alex found some Indiana Jones toys, and here's some modern vintage collection figures we saw.
Yeah, that wedge looks cool.
Yeah, there's Darth Vader. Now there's the new Rebel Trooper, Scout Trooper.
And then going into Black Series 6-inch here, Tarkin, General Leia, Baze, Forlom, General Veers, and then some more. Obi-Wan, another General Leia, Cassian, Ahsoka, Kylo, Vader, Kanan, Death Trooper, Snow Trooper, and some more just figures.
There's the Lost Leia line figure, or the Lost line figure with Leia, and then some trilogy collection. There's a Darth Vader, Obi-Wan, and some really decent prices on some, because a lot of these figures are expensive, like on eBay. Some of the, especially the older vintage collections, are just insane in prices, and they had some pretty good prices on their stuff in here. So
saw some
really cool store.
Saw some archive collection.
Yeah, here is the Black Series Rancor set. It's for a 3.75 inch figure. And here's some miscellaneous vehicles they had.
Oh, Darth Vader TIE Advance. Some other stuff.
Just a really cool store. I highly recommend it if you're in the Cincinnati area, or if you're going to be traveling through that area. Stop by the Toy Department. It's actually in Fairfield, Ohio, which is northern suburb of Cincinnati. Here's some proof cards from the original vintage figures.
Is that $1,050?
Yeah. So these were cards that figures were never attached to, and they were just proofs of the printing, I guess, of these cards. So that is really cool.
Those are really, really expensive.
And then in the foreground, there's a business card from somebody that worked at Kenner.
Whoa.
And then there's also some molds and stuff there. So I don't know if that was stuff that they actually made or just stuff that they were thinking about making. There was some kind of Luke Skywalker mold there. And just miscellaneous Kenner stuff that just didn't make it out. Yeah, there's a Luke Skywalker molding of some kind of statue or something.
That's like a lightsaber there.
They thought about making.
Yeah, they just never finished it.
And then back here is some episode 1 proof cards. Those are not as expensive as the original ones as you can imagine, but still pretty cool.
Then we have like superhero stuff up there.
Yeah, there's some more like prototype type figures of different things that they've made over the years.
Yeah. And then I found that
early bird certificate, the one that they issued, I think that was a Walmart exclusive back in mid 2000s.
And then we found SH Figure Arts, and then some
Captain Phasma, and then there's a vintage collection. And there's some vintage Raiders of the Lost Ark figures, which is really cool.
Yeah. Then some more Raiders of the Lost Ark.
There's a 12-inch Raiders Indiana Jones.
Wow, that's cool. Was that an ornament? Yeah, that's an ornament of Indiana Jones. And then another vintage figure. Some more vintage figures.
Yeah, those were made by Kenner also. And I don't remember growing up. I don't ever remember seeing Indiana Jones figures in the stores.
Ooh, vintage vehicles for Star Wars. Why are they X'd out? Like the picture.
That was just somebody's package from a long time
Imperial
ago.
Cruiser, right there. That would be cool
really
to have. ATST, Rancor, and then some vintage figures too.
Yeah. There's the Death Star droid. Really good shape though. That chrome looked really good on that figure.
Hammerhead.
Snaggletooth.
Oh, that's the rare Jawa, the soft goods one.
Oh no, the vinyl cape one I think is the rare one.
Oh.
The one that's like, yeah, if you see one of those, it's like thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah. Bosk, hashtag Bosk Bounty, Dengar, some other bounty hunters there, and just kind of like Empire Strikes Back figures on that row, and some Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi figures on top, and then some just pieces too.
Max Rebo band from Return of the Jedi.
Max Rebo band. And then we have carded vintage figures there.
From Return of the Jedi, there's a tri-logo Return of the Jedi figures, which I think those were for international markets.
And we got some Power of the Force vintage collection cards, carded
with the collector coins.
Yeah, the old type of Power of the Force.
There's a droid factory in the box. That's really cool.
That would be cool to have. Gold-plated 12-inch C-3PO and some more 12-inch figures.
Yeah, it was really hard to film in the store. They were so busy. There was a lot of people in there walking around looking at stuff. So
AT-AT.
had some trouble filming in some of these scenes, but
Imperial
hopefully
shuttle.
It comes out not too bad. But yeah, I would love to have the Imperial shuttle. That is just awesome, and the thing is huge too.
So Transformers too. They have those there. They have all kinds of stuff, but in the Transformers stuff, they have vintage stuff, modern stuff, and as you can see here, just looking at, there's a Bumblebee there, some other guys,
yeah, modern Transformers, and then there's some Transformers in there that were imported, that were like for the Japanese market.
Oh wow, those must be rare for the US, since it's for Japanese. And then look at all those. We have Voltron and Transformers and stuff. There's some vintage Transformers. Is that vintage?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we got ambulance Transformers. And some other stuff. Is that Starscream?
No, I think Starscream was more silver. I can't remember who the black and purple jet was. I don't remember all their names. It's been so long since I've watched Transformers.
Some more
cartoon.
Power of the Force
vehicles.
And then some bagged, unpackaged figures, loose figures. G.I. Joe.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool G.I. Joe stuff in there also. Some stuff I've never seen before, so it was really cool.
Yeah, and they even had some international carded figures there. They weren't like thousands and thousands of dollars. They were just a little more than the typical G.I. Joe vintage figure. Yeah, there's a set there, and then 12-inch figures and some more vintage figures for G.I. Joe there.
Yeah, I really wish Hasbro would start producing G.I. Joe stuff again. It's a really cool line. Yeah. Especially if they've got into like a 6-inch Black Series type figure for the G.I. Joe figures. I think that would be awesome. Hopefully maybe that'll be coming up.
And there's some other figures there, and then loose figures and those little...
Yeah, those are loose vintage G.I. Joe from the 80s.
And then look at all those figures. That's a lot of figures. And then there's the International Cobra Commander that I was telling you guys about a few minutes ago. And then they have another international figure on the end of this case. But we didn't show it, but...
Oh, there's the Max Rebo band, $155. It looks really good. Max Rebo is faded out, but I think all of them are pretty much fade out. There's a Han
Han
Solo
Solo Carbonite.
Carbonite. Not sure what version that is.
And then we have some more vintage Star Wars figures.
Oh, and there's a
Oh,
Snaggletooth.
Yak Face.
in the
Yak
case.
Face.
Snaggletooth is $1,250.
Oh, that's the rare one, the Sears exclusive version.
Really cool stuff.
Yeah. R4, and then $315 for the R4, R5. I mean. And then we have Luke's, yeah, Boba Fett's. Should have like a, they should have had like a rocket shooter Boba Fett. CinemaCast, $375.
Yeah, that was in the box. I'm not sure what that looked like, but I think it was a Darth Vader, some kind of Darth Vader helmet.
Yeah, Star Wars Darth Vader.
All right, we are back from Cincinnati, and here is our haul from the toy department. We only picked up one item. We picked up Wedge Antilles vintage collection figure. Really nice looking figure. I saw this on the peg, and I just thought, well, I need to get this. This looks really cool.
Yeah, it even says you could win a life-size Darth Maul statue signed by George Lucas, so that's really cool.
So yeah, the sticker here does kind of take away from the image of the Wedge.
Yeah.
The image is kind of dark. They could have probably did a little bit better on that, but it's on a Return of the Jedi card. Overall, it looks pretty cool. I kind of wish the sticker wasn't there, but okay. So here's the back of the card. Wedge Antilles is VC28. He doesn't have an image of a vintage figure because I guess they never made a vintage Wedge Antilles back in 1983. But I kind of wish that the modern vintage collection would kind of go back to this look. I kind of like this look. But here is the other figures that were in that wave. This was from like 2010, 2011. So some nice looking figures in that wave.
Yeah.
Expanded universe figure and a clone trooper on the end there. So nice pickup on our little trip to Cincinnati. I hope to go up there again pretty soon. Nice store. I highly recommend it if you're in that area or traveling through. Stop in and see the people at the toy department. Great little store. And
also, every Friday, I think it's at 5 p.m.
Yeah, they do a Facebook Live video, and they show all their new stuff that they picked up during the week. And a lot of people trade there, so they're always getting all kinds of fresh inventory in. All kinds of, Black Series figures, Marvel. We didn't show Marvel in our video, but they had a huge Marvel selection. Yeah,
Marvel Legends, vintage Marvel figures, all that good stuff. And even they had a rare 2-pack with a rare Marvel Legends 2-pack. And it was an MCU 2-pack, and it came with Vision and Scarlet Witch, and it was $100. Do you remember seeing that?
Yeah, I remember seeing that. That was cool.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps up this video. Please give this video a like. Leave us a comment down below. Tell us what you think about our little trip. If you've been to toy department, leave a comment down below. Tell us what you found at the toy department. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Alex, take us out.
May the force be with you. Always. #toy department.